Hey guys, before the video starts, if you enjoyed this episode and want to support my channel, consider supporting me on Patreon. Patrons not only get a shout out in my videos, but will also get cool access to patron exclusive content, such as animation updates, alternate endings, sneak peeks, polls that'll determine what future projects will happen, even early access to new episodes of Fan War an entire week before they're released to the public, and of course knowledge regarding episodes long before they enter production. Now that's a deal worth fighting for. The link is down in the description below for those who want to join. But for now, enjoy the show. Last time on Fan War, Killer Croc faced off against his fellow sewer dweller Leatherhead and tasted the sweet bloody flavor of victory. But now he must face off against his ultimate rival, Curtis Connors, the infamous lizard. I'm one fish mob, and it's my job to see who would win a fatal conflict. Throughout his heroic career, Spider-Man has had a wide menagerie of villains. Cyborg octopuses, raging rhinos, stinging scorpions, you name it. But few are as ferocious as the Lizard. But he wasn't always this way. Born and raised in Coral Gables, Florida, Curtis Connors lived a pretty good life, graduating medical school with twin doctorates, a wife and son, and becoming a gifted surgeon in the US Army, even performing surgery on the battlefield itself. However, while doing his duty one day, his right arm was severely damaged in a wartime blast, quite expectedly resulting in its amputation. After returning to a normal civilian life, Connors found a new purpose in life, creating a serum that can regenerate lost limbs. As they can naturally regrow lost appendages, he began using reptile DNA to create a basis for this new formula. And like the respectable, intelligent, logical doctor he is, he decided the best test subject would be himself. It worked as he regrew his arm, but as you'd expect by now, things didn't entirely go the way he wanted them to, and it ended up turning him into a giant lizard man. Combining his vast intellect with the sheer ferocity of the reptiles he took DNA from, the lizard quickly made himself as one of the most dangerous and frequent adversaries of our friendly neighborhood wall crawler. And there's no mystery to why that is. He can tear through metal, hurl large vehicles with ease, and fight on par with powerful opponents like Stegron. He is fast enough to outpace Spider-Man's spider sense and leave blur lines, and is so tough he is basically bulletproof, can survive tremendous impacts and grievous wounds, and survive being inside of building-busting explosions and come out unscathed. But how can a simple lizard man survive such lethal scenarios? Well, along with a lizard's body, Connors also gained a lizard's impressive healing capabilities, just amped up by the hundreds. He rapidly regenerates damaged or destroyed tissue faster and more efficiently than a normal human, allowing him to regrow missing limbs in seconds, survive impalement, broken necks, and even brain damage. Speaking of brains, Connor's brain doesn't just simply end with his genius. During his transformation, he developed a form of mind control over all reptilian life. Snakes, lizards, alligators, you name it. But when he doesn't have his cold-blooded minions, he has the same deadly tools as they do. The lizard has jaws filled with rows of razor-sharp teeth, strong claws that can cut through metal or be used to climb, and a flexible tail to grab or attack enemies. Regardless, either human or lizard, Connor has proven himself an accomplished individual. He was a prolific surgeon in the army, was a member of the Sinister Six, saved Jameson from the Scorpion, and even teamed up with Spider-Man on occasion. However, despite all the strengths Connors got from the lizard, he's also got the lizard's weaknesses during the process. Cold temperatures can slow him down, and he does tend to become more feral when in his lizard form. going berserk and losing all sense of strategy in the process. But the lizard's already a proven force to be reckoned with. Any hero who wishes to challenge him must beware the lizard's fangs.
No, no, please!
We briefly went over Killer Croc last time, but there's plenty more to Waylon Jones. Living far from an idyllic life in a Florida slum, as a child he was constantly ridiculed, bullied, and given no sympathy for his birth defect. Wayland would eventually grow up into the criminal mastermind known as Killer Croc under these influences, making a name amongst Gotham's villains and becoming one of Batman's strongest opponents. And that is not an understatement. Killer Croc is able to match a venomous Bane in battle and break metal and concrete with ease. He's practically bulletproof and is tough enough to survive massive impacts, and is fast enough to not only keep up with Gotham's vigilantes, but even impress Supergirl with how quick he is. You know, the heroine so fast she can practically cover vast distances in seemingly no time at all. But in any case, as the Croc Man, he comes pre-equipped with natural weapons. He has powerful jaws that can bite through flesh and bone, claws to tear into enemies and climb up surfaces, and a potent healing factor that can regenerate damaged tissue to lost body parts. Killer Croc has certainly shown himself to be a formidable foe for anyone. He's fought against experienced martial artists, otherworldly demons, ran a criminal operation, and once escaped from Arkham Asylum by biting his own hands off. A true crocodile through and through. However, Killer Croc is as savage as the animal he looks like, typically resorting to brute force to solve most problems, and while its extent is unknown, his regeneration does have its upper limits. The graver the injury, the longer it takes to regenerate. But considering Killer Croc's legacy, that'll rarely ever be a problem for him.
Who are you? Name's Croc. Killer Croc. But you can call me boss.
Alright, the combatants are set. This battle shall have no prep time, no outside help, or home field advantage. Let the battle begin.
I'm gonna break you in two. Fight! Let's make this quick. Fatality.
Talk about murder in cold blood. Anyways, Killer Croc may have been more experienced and has survived a lot more than a normal man can, but in the end it just wasn't enough to compete with the lizard's superior physicality. Killer Croc may be able to lift and throw cars and fight with a venomous Bane, but the lizard can lift and throw bulldozers and fight on par with Stegron. Killer Croc may be able to keep up with plenty of Gotham's vigilantes, but the lizard is able to keep up with Spider-Man, whose spider sense allows him to dodge bullets with ease. And while Killer Croc may be a fearsome fighter, his general style of wrestling and overpowering would make him more predictable compared to the lizard's more animalistic nature, allowing for more movement and his mental control over reptiles to be used against Killer Croc. And sure, Killer Croc, being a human underneath that crocodile skin, would make him immune to the lizard's telepathy, but that's really the only thing he has effectively going for him. But wait a minute, you may ask. Didn't you say both can regenerate? Can't Killer Croc just outlast the lizard? Yes and no. Killer Croc can heal from some nasty injuries, but so can the lizard. And while Killer Croc's healing is impressive, it's nowhere near as impressive as the lizard's. Case in point, the lizard, albeit in human form, regrew a new arm from a fully healed nub in mere seconds, while Killer Croc was able to heal both hands in 1 week. In short, Croc may be able to put up a good fight, but in the end the lizard ultimately had more going for him in overall physicality. It looks like the Killer Croc just couldn't keep up with the cold-blooded doctor. The winner is the lizard.
It's okay to be scared. I have done this countless times. I will make this quick.